It's the new hit list on 102.7 Kiss FM. My name is Kayla.
Hey.
I have the beautiful Kehlani here. Welcome.
Thank you.
I am so excited to be talking to you. I don't think you even understand.
I don't. I'm excited.
It's such an honor to be in front of you. I know
Thank
you
you.
just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah, I'm 29.
29 a couple of weeks ago. Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you celebrate?
Honestly, we shot my music video.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you look back on your life in your 20s, because this is your last year, and then you're 30, are you happy with how everything played out?
I think everything happened exactly how I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I transformed in the illest ways. I became a mom.
Yeah.
I'm raising a beautiful daughter. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I think everything is always like perfect.
I think some people get scared sometimes to enter into their 30s, and this is your last year. Like, does it make you feel some type of way that, oh my God, I'm about to be 30? Like, it's a whole different era.
No, I'm ready to be 30. I
Okay.
heard the 30s are like sexy and like popping.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for that. Honestly, I've been like in a 30 mentality for so long now. Like I've always felt like the aged 20-something-year-old. So I'm excited.
You kind of had to grow up fast, yeah?
I
You
did
think?
really fast.
Yeah.
For sure.
I heard a famous quote says that your 20s are like for enjoying yourself and having fun, but then 30 is for all the lessons, and that's when like life really, really hits you. So
I kind of feel like it's the opposite for me. I
Really?
feel like I was grinding and learning and messing up and learning again in my 20s. And I
Yeah.
feel like as like at 29, I'm really enjoying the fruits of my labor. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see like more like return
Right.
in my 30s.
and
I
that just
think.
shows you everybody's in different places of their life,
Exactly,
right? Like for
exactly.
me, I just turned 30 in April, right?
Mhm.
And I
Happy
think
birthday.
Thank you.
Hey, you Aries?
gang,
Okay.
Aries gang.
Okay. He was almost there.
So, so it's like, I don't know, for me, all my friends from college, right? 29, 30, second house, white picket fence. They have, the husband and like they're married. And I'm like, still going to the club every weekend and here in LA. So that pressure, to be somewhere where I'm not is sometimes there. Have you ever in your life felt that you weren't where you're supposed to be at a specific time?
I think we all have those moments, but I think, you come across those like not odd, but like those random motivational videos that's like Kanye was 30 when he made blah, blah, blah. And
That's
Steve
right.
Jobs was this age when he made blah, blah, blah. And like Beyonce is reinventing herself every year. And, we're coming across some of our favorite pieces of art and staples in people's lives at their ages. And
Yeah.
a lot of my like peers that I look up to in really awesome ways are older than me. So like, I feel like I'm always exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And even when it comes to like personal life stuff, you're always where you're supposed to be. There's some people who were like, you had a kid mad young. And to me, I had a kid right when I was supposed to. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did accomplish so much in your 20s. I mean, you are a successful singer. You have your beautiful baby. What are you the most proud of that you did in your 20s?
had my daughter for sure. And like retired my mom and
Okay.
like really built like a sustainable like family.
Yeah.
And like I hope my family's beautiful and all of our dynamics and I've been able to help so many friends and help so many family members and like that's everything I'm most proud
I
of.
can tell that. And I was listening to your interview with Big Boy and the way that you talk about your daughter. Oh my gosh. Like I can
She's
tell.
an
You're
angel.
so invested in your daughter and I love to see it.
Yeah, man.
If there was like a specific trait about your daughter that you're like, yeah, she got that from me. There's no doubt. Like that's all me. I can't even be mad at it. What would that be?
She is funny. Like
Okay.
she has genuine like comedic timing. Like it is so hysterical. Like she says stuff to us that all of us in the crib pause and be like, wow, that was like funny. That wasn't like we're laughing at you little kid funny. That was like funny. Like she's good at it. She can
At 5.
she does accents. She can imitate
Okay.
people. Like she's theatrical as heck. Like it's great.
What's her sign?
She's an Aries.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. A ball. Okay, just
Ball of energy.
A ball of chaos.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. We're
it's
a lot to handle.
It's already chaos. Absolutely.
It's a lot to handle, but you'll never be bored. Okay, and that's the most important part.
I'm actually never bored. Yeah, already. So
Well, I have been the biggest Kehlani fan since the beginning. Since the beginning, every era that you have gone through,
thank
I
you.
have been there with you. But this one, is different. It feels different.
It
Starting
is
with
different, yeah.
After Hours, this song feels fun and it feels refreshing. What attributed to that?
that's just where I'm at with it.
Okay.
I'm really present. Like there's been so many projects that I've been like so reminiscent on, and it feels like I'm kind of in limbo of like emotions. And this is the first time I'm very clear on where I'm at, and it isn't this like murky headspace. I'm like really here. I'm really present. I'm really full of life. I'm really intent on having fun. It's like built into my day to day. It's purposeful. It's like purposeful fun time with my kid, with my friends, with everybody around. And making the music was so fun. Making After Hours was so fun.
Yeah.
When we first finished the song, and we were like, oh, this is a jam. And we all were together in like a big group setting. Like everybody who worked on the album, because there was a bunch of different songs made at the same time.
Yeah.
With a small group of people. So when we finished After Hours, we went out that night and we're playing it on the bus on the way to going out to the club.
Right.
And the whole sprinter just sang the song already. We knew it because the hook was so easy to catch.
Yeah.
But we sang it like it was out already and it had been out, but we just made it earlier in that day. And I just knew in that moment, this era is going to be so different.
Yes.
There's something to hold on to here that's different than any other time.
Yeah. And you got the Move Your Body sample.
Yeah.
What drew you to that song?
Well, it's a rhythm that's used in so many songs, and shout out Scada, who's, the origin of it. The Coolie rhythm, I could be really off right now, but I remember that according to my generation, we might know it from a certain song, but I really want to make sure that I give credit, on air to the original. So Scada, who we had in the video, came from Jamaica to stamp it and be like, we just want to show him some love. He showed us so much love. But I know how I feel and my homegirls feel when we go out and Move Your Body comes on.
Yeah.
The second the drums hit, we're like, all right, everybody gets to tweaking and geeking, hands on the knees, losing their minds. So I was like, wow, I want to attribute to that energy. I want to feel that. I want to have a song that feels like that all the way through. And what better way to do it than to pay homage in that way to those girls and that vibe and that energy in that moment in time.
It makes you feel alive.
Yeah, man. It's a very alive song for sure.
Why was that the first single? Because I know you have a new project coming out, and the first one you got to come out with a bang.
Yeah.
Why is that one going to set the tone for the rest of this era?
I think that I have never established myself in this way. I think I've always been I have to explain something, or there's something I have to tell people, or I pick the artsy one, and I'm I just wanted to nerd out and be an artist. And this was the first time I really just focused on a feeling, because I needed the feeling to introduce who I am now and what I've come to. And there's no better way to do that than even if no song on the album sounds like After Hours, they all feel the same. They all feel like they're in the same world. They feel present. They feel big. They feel fun. They feel full of life. So I feel to me, you do pick the one that feels good and the one that you want to dance to outside typically first. And I was like, wow, we accomplished both. So let's do it. Yeah.
What people love the most about you is how vulnerable you've always been in your music. We know what you're going through with the heartbreak, your highs, your lows, the relationships. And that's being so transparent is just what makes you, right? And then we have After Hours, and it's wow, we're in this space where we just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And it's lively.
Yeah.
I know you said in an interview that Blue Water Road, it was made in a house in Malibu by the water on Blue Water Road.
Yeah.
And that was the time that album felt like a self-awakening.
Yeah, for sure.
Was this project also created on Blue Water Road? Because I know you said that this is a space where I love to create music and I want to keep creating music.
Yeah. It was made in a bunch of different houses in a bunch of different places, and a lot of city life. We did go to San Diego and spend some time by the water, but there was also the Dominican Republic and Harlem and Vegas, and harnessing these really fun vibes where we would go out and then come back in and make music drunk and just turn up and have fun, and it's completely different from Blue Water Road. It's a complete pivot. It's a whole new person. It's the most grown I've ever sounded. It's the most present I've ever sounded. And it's just a whole new world. And I'm really excited for people to be engulfed in it.
You seem like someone who prioritizes atmosphere and
Absolutely.
energy.
Yeah.
So the spaces that you created this project in, how is that reflected in the album?
I think you can hear it. You can hear the energy that one would get in those spaces. You can hear it. You can hear when we were in a house on the outskirts of Vegas and the desert and the rasp in my voice from being turned up. You can hear literally you can hear the life and the energy of DR. You can hear these moments where even if you never knew where we made them, you can tell we weren't in a house in Malibu on the water, anywhere near where I was at, making Blue Water Road. It's a hard pivot, and it's a much needed one for sure.
We are so excited.
Yay.
When you released After Hours, leading up until it was about to come out, how did you feel? Were you nervous? Did you feel relief? Like, what were the emotions that you were feeling?
Man, I was nervous because I've never made a quote unquote club banger. Like, I've never gone out of my way to be like, man, I want to hear myself outside. I want to know what that feels like to, like, it's my voice when people are dancing in the club. Like, I've never gone for that. I've always been like, wow, I'm really lucky if that naturally happens. But I've never been like, dang, I want to make a banger.
Yeah.
And we made it, and I was like, all right, like, I understand the feeling of how good it feels to just see people move their bodies to what you make, and like that collective feeling of like release that you see happen when everybody really just falls into the song outside. And that's completely different from anything I've ever done.
Yeah,
so.
People on TikTok, you got challenges to it now.
Right? That happened. It's crazy because we had one in the video, but the video came out so late, and we ended up having to just we snuck the new challenge because it happened so naturally into the video. But we had a whole other one choreographed to be like, man, this could go up. This is such a fun little easy dance. We're going to do this in the club. And the other one took its own life. Yeah.
So speaking of the music video, it just came out, a masterpiece.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank
but
you.
I know you said in your Instagram that, can I ask? You said the story it took to get here. Like there's a story behind the process. Are you allowed to share?
I mean, just that it took a long time.
Okay.
I think there was a lot of moving parts. There was a lot of like rehearsals. There was a lot of like, we got to shoot with the Fountain Blue, Las Vegas, and I have a small residency coming up with them. So it was really cool to be able to like pair these shows. Yeah, if you want to come get your tickets online and play in Vegas 3 dates, but it was really cool to be able to tie that in. So I think a lot of it was just timing and getting people to be patient enough for that to happen at that time, because it all was in a greater plan and all has a bigger purpose, and like leading to all these little Easter eggs, because the setting of the album but this song, this video, and that story is specific to the setting and the vibe of the album. So
you seem so confident in your skin.
I am.
How do you get there? Because I know there's a lot of people. I mean, we struggle.
I have struggled for sure.
Insecurities. We all have that. And how do you get to a place where you're like, yo, I feel sexy, I feel good, and I'm ready to like express that to the world?
I think it's releasing a lot of fear. I think like insecurity comes from fear, whether that's like fear of other people, fear of being inadequate, fear of not becoming what you envision yourself as. Like, you see yourself one way and you look in the mirror and you're like, I look nothing like that. But I think like recognizing that like all of us have fears and like all of us have insecurities, and like our only responsibility is to release that ourselves. Yeah. And like it doesn't really matter, because you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like, the sooner that everyone sits that into themselves, like your art will never be everyone's cup of tea. Your look will never be everyone's cup of tea. Everyone's not going to be attracted to you. The most beautiful person in the world might walk past this window right now and somebody might be like, they look a mess.
That's
you know?
Yeah.
So I think the sooner you settle that in and like you focus on like pouring into yourself, and then you recognize that magnetizes and brings the people that do love you and do see you and do love your art and do think you're the baddest B-word walking around this thing, you know what I mean? Like, that's all you can do. But I'm sure I'll hit a point at some point in the next year where I have a moment where I'm like, I don't feel my best, I don't look my best, and it's just my responsibility to look myself in the mirror and say like, let's focus and reroute my frame of mind.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. I love your energy. I love your light.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, considering like the vibe of this new era, this new project, if you could have any artist come on tour that would match perfectly with that vibe, what artist would it be? You don't got to give me spoilers, but maybe like the type of John. I don't know, like
I definitely want girls.
Okay.
I love a girl tour. I think like a bad girl tour with like a bunch of girls who are just unapologetically themselves.
Yes, kind of like what Janae Aiko's doing right now.
Exactly. Love that. And last tour I had Rico Nasty, so it was an honor for me to have someone who's so themselves and so expressive, because it just made me want to have the most fun on tour as well. So I definitely plan on having like just girls who are just, I'm trying not to say cuss words.
It's okay.
Girls who are just expressive and themselves and confident.
Girls.
Exactly. You said it for me. There you go. Thank you.
I got you. All right, last question. This is a new hit list, and we love spotlighting artists that maybe people don't know about. So do you have somebody on your playlist that you think deserves more recognition that they're getting credit for?
Oh my God.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, I have so many. I should probably have these in my mind. Honestly, I like the nonchalant rap girls. I think that they're getting the love that they need right now. But like, I love it. I just put on my Instagram, like, as a tourist, I'm so chill. Like, the girls that just like rap, like they just chilling. I love that. So I'm gonna give my shout out to Anicia.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Kehlani, thank you. We love After Hours.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you for coming. It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
It's the new hit list. One kiss.